Okay, these are technically not from the collection in my apartment. Call it the extended collection. Books I interact with elsewhere in the world. These are old science books in a middle school classroom that has a pretty decent library with a bunch of shelves. And there's some pretty cool other educational ephemera around this room too. I've seen an identical head in another middle school. Nervous tension. I'm uncomfortable. If any of you have ever seen the show Severance, it's like the overtime contingency switch has been switched. And the part of me that usually just looks at books in my apartment is now looking at them during the day. Happen to have a free period. Here's a beautiful Rocks and Minerals book. I have some things like this, but not this one. So pretty. 1957. These books are both very cool and a sign that schools need more money for updated supplies. Here's a wild one. Wonders of the Human Body. Wow. Do you know there are about 200 bones in the human skeleton? When you read about the wonders of the human body, you will know why you are a walking miracle. I saw someone wearing a t-shirt once that said, "I'm a walking miracle." Never forgotten it. Wow. 1954. Oh, 1971, this printing. This one, what a cover. It's a tick sucking blood out of like a millipede. Color Handbook of Garden Insects. Sorry kids, bad news, but we have to burn down the whole property. I saw something in the garden today. Wow. Pictorial Key to Common Garden Insects. Pretty cool. I love the saturated colors of old photos. Film. This book inspired this little side trip. I just couldn't stop admiring it. Seeds and Seed Travels. I love what it's about. I love how this book looks. Look at that, seeds floating on the air in the back. Gorgeous. Every page, epic, awesome. Beautiful. I love this. This whole book should be turned into wallpaper. That would be a cool idea, actually. Wallpaper a room with all the pages of books. Specific books, especially when they're this beautiful. And you would read them over the course of your life. That is not a bad idea. Did I just stumble onto a great idea? What room could I do that in the apartment? The bathroom suggests itself. Smallest room. Gets to that closet. I always liked when like a room has like a photo of a forest or something on one whole wall. I've always thought that'd be neat to have in my house. Beautiful. Wow. Seeds that travel by land. Wow. 2 puzzles. Do you know now many plants produce seeds? Seeds do not all look alike, but every seed has in it a little plant and some food for the little plant. Plants have their seeds in many different kinds of seed packages. Many kinds of plants produce seeds, great numbers of seeds. Most seeds die before they find a good place to grow. Seeds travel in different ways. Some seeds float through the air. Some seeds are shot out of their pods. Some seeds jump for short distances. Some seeds float on water. Some seeds travel along the ground. Birds and other animals carry many seeds. Birds may be carried on boats, trains, cars, wagons, or airplanes. If seeds did not have ways of traveling, not many of them would find good places to grow. Beautiful. The front cover. Seeds and Seed Travels. It's a great title, too. 1965 edition of a 1941 book. Whoa. X-rays and gamma rays. This was the second one that caught my attention. Beautiful. Old school. I remember. I've always thought it'd be interesting, like a subject for an essay or something, to find a significant book in your life that has one of these in it and try to track down everybody in it and write something about the specific copy of the book. Has that ever been written? Like a essay about a specific copy of a book and as much of its life as you could retrace later on? Could be fun. That'd be cool research. People will probably get a kick for you to look them up. I kind of remember that book. X-rays are wild. Cool. This one kind of grabbed me too. The Wildcats. Did you know this about the Wildcats? That wildcats really can see very well at night? That adult male wildcats may kill young of their own kind? That although attacks are quite rare, a mountain lion can quite easily kill an unarmed human? That a mountain lion can leap 40 feet at a time? You'll get the details on these and other facts by reading The Wildcats. Chunky round boy. Oh, come here, kitty. Come here. Oh, don't be mad. Even a bobcat can look fierce when it snarls. The young are called cubs? The young of the smallest wildcats are sometimes called kittens. They are all altricial, which means they are quite helpless at birth. Oh, I didn't know that word. Playful, but fierce. This bobcat has no ear tufts. We're just mocking this bobcat in this book. A friend of mine who died some years ago, Lindsay, super cool person, Lindsay Gillenwater, had a great family story that her dad, who was a telephone line repairman, like that song Wichita Lineman, that one day he found a kitten and brought it back to the family. And it turned out to be a bobcat, and the family loved it and raised it. It was a part of their family forever. So yeah, this YouTube channel is telling you that bobcats make great pets. No, that's not true. I mean, that story might be true, but the Wildcats. That could be a good band name if you kept the in there. The Wildcats. Nah, that'd be kind of cliched, I think. Bell is ringing. Something could happen soon here. Secrets of the Venus's Flytrap. What's with that apostrophe? Is that what the name used to be? It is a fascinating plant. I love the book Plants. I love the book Plants Do the Strangest Things when I was growing up, which has a crazy story behind it about Hedda Nussbaum. I guess I'll get to that when I get to the kids' books in my collection. But my favorite chapter in that was always about the meat-eating plants, the flytrap, the Venus pitcher plant. What's the other one? Not the Venus flytrap, the pitcher plant. There's one other. The trap. And dangerous natural phenomena. Yeah, it's a wild world we live in. This has been a pile of science books in a classroom, which I will now be putting back on the shelf here. However, little bonus, there's 2 interesting history books in here as well. This is a book about New Mexico by Erna Ferguson. There's a library here named after her. When she died, she donated her house to the city to be a library. So there's a library right on the spot. A couple of people have done that here in this town. She wrote a book I love called Albuquerque about, it's just kind of a profile of the city I live in the 1940s, and it's an invaluable document now. But she's got one about New Mexico too. She was the granddaughter of an influential New Albuquerque city founder, Franz Huning, who had a famous house. I think granddaughter, maybe great-granddaughter. I think granddaughter. But he had this castle-like home that was very famous and was the developer of Huning Highlands, which was the first subdivision outside of New Albuquerque. But I don't know, she seemed like to have a lot of local pride and was a real mover and shaker here. I'm curious about this book. I'll keep an eye open for it in the world. And is this a thing? Like, blue books I've always just thought of car prices, but this appears to be like a book of official state documents. Like, does every state have these, where they just have all the facts and documents? Like, I'm a New Mexico historian and guy who studies the place, and I was unaware of the existence of such a thing. But like, the coolest thing I noticed in here, look at this, 1790 Albuquerque census. This would be worth owning this book just for this. The Zuni Pueblo census, cool. Oh, so this is for the whole state. Santa Cruz census. Family of Secretary of State, Rebecca V. Hilgeron. Wow, I love old photos. I spent so much time studying old photos. Made strange connections with faces across time. I'm like, I see you. I see you staring at me in my time. 1940, 4 generations. Anyway, old books. It's wild how stuff sticks around, and we take it for granted. I found a list of things that an ancestor of mine in the 1600s owned at the time of her death. It was like all counted up. And she had a medieval sword from 1500s England in her collection. But that makes sense, that things would be kicking around from previous generations. And books are a great, version of all that. Go back to your shelves. See ya. Life is wild. Books are cool. I guess this video is just to say, I don't really stop being interested in books when I leave my house. But I'll keep it pretty focused on the home collection. I don't know. I was just thinking about the channel, and I'm here in this empty classroom for a couple of hours. Thank y'all for watching, and take care.